Hello, it's project 1 to create a simple to-do list application. Well, I made all my code in WebStorm Redactor. Here there are 3 files: index, style, script. I made it for a lot of time, I think for 1.5 of week, just because for me it's a huge project that I want to make in a good manner. That's why I spent a lot of time to fix different bugs. Well, here let's see how it is showed in index HTML. Well, it's a structure. It is a general page with 2 buttons: sign up and login. Well, the structure of HTML is next. Here there are 3 buttons: sign up, login, logout. Here there are only 2 buttons, of course. To sign up if I'm here for the first time, and to log in if I use a lot of times server, the site or application. The button account settings that there are inside of logged in page. After this there are 2 forms, form 1, form 2. The first one is a block to sign up: first name, last name, email, password, and I have to agree the terms of use. Of course, button submit. Well, the second one is to login. I use here a principle to login by email everywhere. Well, I check for email, and if email is was entered before in sign up form, well, here I recognize it, and if email and the password are recognized, well, I go inside the form to create my to-do list. Of course, button submit. Dashboard inside the login form where an information about user name, first name and last name, and information about email are showed. A button create new to-do list. All tasks are created inside the block lists. It will be displayed here in this script.js file. What is it? It's a model box. Well, it's account. It's a block of account settings when I can change all information about me. Would it be first name, last name, email, or password? It's a button for edit account data. It's a button for save edited content. Of course, when I finished the project, I tried to make a password system using any hashing library, but I didn't find any well described and comprehensive library, good library. I found well, I'll say it later. The next file is style.css, about all styles, and of course the most important file is script.js. I wouldn't say about all variables I assigned, just the variables I created were created for necessary parts of code. That's all. Well, here there are variables, for example, for a sign up button, for form, for two forms, for first name, input, and etc. Here, sign up. When I click to sign up, I let the block of the form appear. One moment, please. I clear our local storage if there is one. Yes, I clear the local storage. Here is to sign up. For example, sign up. Well, let's try. Name Alex, last name, I don't know. Rodriguez, email Alice Rodriguez gmail.com, password Alex R, of course, or inputs are required. That's why if I try to submit, there is another box that says, attention, please fill out this field. Well, password Alex R, agree, submit. Here it is what will happen when I press the button submit. Let's see in this block of code. It is here. There are a lot of code here. I have to describe what I wanted to do. Well, here, if I press the button submit, what should it do? First of all, event prevent default. It prevents the classical behavior of a submit button to push all data to the server. The second one, I have to take all information from inputs and to store it any data type, for example, in an object. It's comfortable for me regarding of 4 different data or for every user. If there are a lot of users, I have to use object for every user to store information about user inside every object. Well, I thought that function constructor will be good here. Well, here is a function constructor that takes information about first name, last name, email, password. Here I create a local variable current user where I create a new object, new user with information from inputs. Well, first name, value, etc. Well, in a variable current user, I have an object with all information about the current user that entered data to the inputs, for inputs. What's the next? The next stage is to take this user and to store it to local storage. Well, I create a key, for example, users, and I store every user in this key in the field value. But of course, I have to store a lot of users, because one of the tasks is to create a possibility that different users could enter their data and could sign up and log in to the page, to the site. Well, I create an array rStore to what I will push or data about the unique user. Here, well, what does happen here? What does happen here? First of all, if my site is, if the local storage is clear, of course I have to check if rStore length isn't equal to 0. It means that it is created and it has some users. Well, I do the next action. If it isn't created, and here as for the moment all is clear, I have to do the next action. I take an array rStore and using a method push, I push the current user, an object current user, to the global variable rStore. After this, I take access to the local storage, and I create by method setItem key users with the value rStore. Well, here I spent a lot of time trying to understand how to take access to the value, because it will be a lot of users here. Well, it will be one array with a lot of objects inside of this, and I have to manipulate it in the next steps, and I have to take this data in a readable format. Well, it is the method JSON stringify that takes users, not users, it takes an object current user and push it to the array rStore and makes it makes from this a string. After this, what I do, of course, after I press button submit, this form should disappear. Well, form style displays is equal to none. This I can delete, and I clear form. What it of course, alert, your sign up succeeded in block 0. Just for checking for myself that I know that this block of code worked with no problems. What is clear form? After I press the button submit, this form disappear in the, I can log in, log out, but all data here it doesn't disappear. They aren't deleted. Well, to delete them, I have to reload the page. But if I don't want to do it, for example, one of my friend want to sign up just after me, and he press the button sign up, all of my data will be here. Well, clear form means that I will clear all data. Well, and if my friend press the button sign up, all inputs will be empty. Of course, let's do it. Submit, your sign up succeeded in block 0. Okay, here I have the key users, and I have all data about the user. If I want to sign up, well, I enter. I press the button sign up, and it's okay. Let's enter another data. For example, name Mary. For I don't know. Forgate. Email Mary mf. Gmail.com. Password mf. I agree. If I press submit button, all this data will be added to this data. Submit. What was the next block? Okay. I have one key users, and all unique users are pushed here. It's very handy. Okay, here, how did it happen? I delete all I don't need. This block worked. Okay, now length of our store isn't equal to 0. Well, what have I to do to push all new unique users to just create local storage users? Well, what have I to do? I but what I do, I take our store. I have to check if our store objects aren't duplicated on the level of emails. It is when I, as I said before, the emails it's the unique information which I use to understand is it a new unique user or just someone I don't know forgot and try to sign up one more time, but he was signed up, and for the moment he just can't log in. Maybe he forgot his password. This block of code is just to understand if an entered email current user email is equal to our store email. Our store, as I said before, is a global variable that stores all users, and after it is stored, it will be transmitted here to the local storage. Here, in this block of code, I check if an email is duplicated or not. If it is duplicated, will exist in the base, in the R store and the local storage. Well, an alert appears, and the code is stopped to be executed. If not, I push. Well, I do all I did in this block of code. An interesting thing that I noticed, if as I noticed, it was totally unobvious. The mentor, you can read it, but I would say it in my words. If I make this block of code with a for each method, this returns just on the level of the code, and this code will be executed. If I use for method, return works in the manner that it here the block stops to work at all. Where if email is duplicated, for example, I don't know, email mfr Gmail password 111. I agree. Email is duplicated, it doesn't work. But if it would be a for each method, here it works like this. Email is duplicated, and after this message, this block of code would work and would be executed in any way. I spent, I don't know, 2 days trying to understand where was my fault, but it was just specifics of methods. That's all. Here, what is it? What's the block of code? After a user was signed up and it was stored in local storage, it has to be re-evaluated. Well, after reloading every time the page, the code checks if local storage has item users, and if it has, it pushes all information from local storage with key users to our store array. Well, sign up works. My congratulations. After this, I try to log in. I renew the page. It works because it doesn't disappear. Login. Email, let it be mf@gmail.com. Password mf. Login action succeeded. Okay, here it is a dashboard with information. User Mary Forgate. Email mf@gmail.com. For submit, yes, it is the second form of login. Of course, prevent default from a classical behavior of this event. After this, I take all users that are in a key users. What have I to do? I have to take it, I have to cycle it with the method for. After this, I have to cycle all objects and to find if an entered login that I entered before is equal to if an enter to an input field email is equals to any of all existing emails, and the same action if an entered password is equal to all of existed passwords for the user. After this, if it works, an alert form login action succeeded, and after this appears a dashboard, appears a create new to-do list with the field. It isn't very beautiful on the level of CSS style, but sorry, I spent a lot of time really to do JavaScript code. It would work nice. Well, I have no effort just to make it more beautiful than it is. Sorry, one more time. Here, form 2 disappears, sign up disappears. I don't need it because I logged in. Login, of course, disappear because I am just logged in. Dashboard is block, logout is block, of course, and account settings. Here's dashboard information and login mail value. Of course, I clear a form of a login form. After this, I take all. After this, what have I to do? Here, I have to get a current user that entered an email and password. What I do? I create a local variable current user's tasks because it's for tasks. I parse it by this method. Here I find a user with an email. Of course, if it is, because here there is no users. Well, as I forgot to say, how will I create tasks for every user? I try to do it in this manner that I do with users, but it was too weird and difficult. Well, if I create to-do lists for every users, it creates a key with an email and a value with all data with information about all created tasks. I will show it further. Here there is a cycle. But the cycle is it works for just created tasks before. I will show it in the further steps. Well, here it is a block of code for creating tasks. I get access to the lists here. Here I create an element article. I append it to the article, and of course all tasks, all task, I would say body, I created using template literals here, and I add all this to the inner HTML of article. Let's see. Well, as I said, as I made here, there is a button delete, there is a button done, enter a task name. Here I can enter a task name, for example, buy a book for George. For George, uppercase. Here, bookstore, Phoenix, for example. Here I made a deadline, I don't know, till the end of August. If it's done, there is a button done, it works. If I want to delete it, I press delete and it is deleted. Here, well, a block of code for delete action, a block of code for done action. Well, it works. Okay, super. After this, logout action. Oh, account settings section. Maybe, yes, I can do it. Now, account settings section. Does it work? Edit account data. Mary, it was Mary Forgate. Mary married. Now it's Mary Bush. Save edited content. Mary Bush. It works. just isn't showed here. By if I renew the page and I log in from the beginning, it will work. Now, well, this block of code works. It was also a little bit cauchemar for me, but I think I did it in a good manner. Well, I wouldn't say what it does. I think it's usual actions for this type of task. After this, if I press the button logout, where there is a task where and how to store all tasks a user creates. Well, and when I log in, of course, I have the most full information about all created tasks when I push a button log out, when I press a button log out. After this, I can take all information about created tasks, information inside of these tasks. When my vision is the next. When I press a button logout, here I create a key with the user email and value with all information from every task. It means there is one task, okay, there is a title of task, there is a content of task, and there is a deadline for task. Let's see, logout. Of course, here there are just what to show, what to disappear, or to make disappear. After press the button here, there are the next actions. List, I get lists, I get articles that are for the moment created. I create an object that has local length of article. It means it's an amount of created tasks. One in this case it will be one. Titles, content, deadline. It's three arrays that will be that will store all information about every task. Here I take all information about title, content, deadline. I push it to an object current task and to titles, content, and deadlines. And after this, I create an item in local storage with the key of a current email of a user, and of course I make this method for current task. It will be readable. Let's see. Logout. Here there is an email with all information. Here. Oh, here. When one moment, please. Here it's a form 2 for login action. Here, when I log in, I create a variable that find a key in local storage, a key appropriate to a current user by email. After this, I make a cycle regarding of amount of tasks. Local length is a quantity of tasks. Here I make what I made in this block of what is in this block of code. I just make all these parts. After this, this I create blocks of a tag article and console log. I don't need this, and I fill it with an appropriate titles, an appropriate content, and an appropriate deadline information. Of course, here I duplicate blocks of code to delete task and to check it if it's done or not. There is a problem here, and I ask to help me a dear mentor. One moment, please. When I log out, of course, when I log out, the next section must happen. All created tasks must disappear. If not, it will be in any logged in form for every user, like here. One moment, dashboard, yes. No, DFID lists. One moment, application, for example, yes, for Mary, mf gmail.com. Here, what is the password? mf. Let's try. Oh, it's one created. I create 4 tasks. Book for George, wash dishes. It isn't beautiful, but it will be. It will show that some part of code doesn't work. Wash, sleep 2 hours. Here, what? Here, make a coffee. Now, how should it work? Should it work in the next manner? There are 4 articles. When I press logout, all of 4 articles have to disappear. Pim, only 2 articles disappeared. Well, why can't I use, for example, deleted articles, inner HTML is equal to, no, like this. I can't use it because all created and deleted articles will be here in DOM. I don't need this. If I have 50 or 100 created and deleted articles, all of them will be displayed here with the value of display selector known. Well, I don't need this. I want to remove all articles after logging out. But I don't know why, but this method works only for example, if I have 4 tasks, only 2 are deleted. If I have 2 tasks, only 1 is deleted. If I have 6 tasks, only 3 are deleted. I don't know where is the problem, and I would be grateful to the mentor if he would write me where is my fault here? Because now if I log in mf@gmail.com, mf login action succeeded. Baba, there are, well, it works, my code works nice because it is duplicated from here and all created tasks are filled with an appropriate information, even here in deadline. Well, there is no problem for this, but there are two articles that were here and that weren't deleted by the method remove. They shouldn't be here. I don't know how to delete them. Let's try. But if I renew the page, it works. mf@gmail.com, mf, tada. Oh no, it doesn't work because before it worked even if I renew the page. Well, it doesn't work in this case. For example, let's create tasks for the second user. It's Alex. gmail.com and Alex R. Well, here I create two tasks. Swimming pool with I don't know, bill. Here I create by bicycle on Amazon. When I press logout, an appropriate field in local storage is created. Login gmail.com Alex R. Succeeded. I delete it. I press logout. It works. Login gmail.com Alex R. works. But if I make Mary mf gmail.com password mf, there are two tasks that I don't want. They would be here and Bush, it's here. Well, when I reload the page or log in, it will be showed here. Well, there is a problem only with this moment. With another moments, I don't see big problems. That's well. Well, thank you very much for attention, and it will be great if you, dear mentor, will write me in commentaries how to fix this problem with the remove method for node elements in DOM, and maybe what could be done better, because my code, it works, yes, but I don't think it's very nice. But it works, it's good, but it isn't very nice. If you give me some answers how to do it better, or what parts of code or logic of code should be another better, it will be great. Oh, here, yes, here I try to use a GCL hashing library, It's a Stanford JavaScript blah blah library to hash passwords, but I didn't understand how to do it, and the first moment, the second moment, I didn't find a good and descriptive documentation for this. Thank you.